And a lot of people are upset that Joe Biden referred to LL Cool J as a boy. As you can hear, he corrected himself on the spot. You know why Joe Biden corrected himself? Because he's 137 years old. He fully understands the word boy in the racial context around a white man referring to a black man as boy. See, boy is absolutely a white racist word when used in a certain context. And I know that because I'm from South Carolina, dropping the clues bombs from South Carolina.
So look at that weak little response. We already know if this was anybody else, he would be on fire, completely condemning and dragging the person through the mud. Before we hop onto this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get it out there. Now look at Charlamagne. Look at his reaction to what happened. I'll put up the clip real quick. I'm sure you guys already seen it.
Great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs.
So right there, Joe doesn't even know LL Cool J's name, which I'm sure is on the teleprompter, can't even read that. Then he refers to him as boy.
You call me boy!
And we've heard this numerous times. He's done this numerous times, but there's never no pushback. It's just jokes, and that's just Joe being Joe. Or what Charlamagne will say, oh, he's 180 years old, what do you expect? But then he says it's racist in that same little sentence. But you saw, he messed up LL's name, right? But then he refers to him as boy. Which one do you think Charlamagne's more aggravated by? Look at this.
So my point is context and meaning matters. Okay, boy is a white racist word. Joe Biden knows this. That's why he corrected himself. But I'm going to tell you what I found egregious. The fact that Joe Biden got LL's name wrong to begin with. Can we hear that again, please?
And there you have it. These are what these same individuals do day in and day out, just trying to deflect. And it's like a 6-minute video if you guys want to watch it with the Breakfast Club, because they give Joe the donkey of the day for referring to LL as boy. But really, it's more about the LLJ, Cool J. They want to make more fun of that so we can deflect. We already know. Put anybody else in that same scenario and they would bury them. Have it be Joe Rogan, have it anybody on the right, or what if it was Trump? Could you imagine what they would completely see? He's racist, he's letting it out, this has been buried in his soul, this is what he's all about. But when Joe does it, it's cool. And this is the same thing that when Larry Elder went on the Breakfast Club and he was checking Charlamagne about this scenario.
But we got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like.
So he can insult you right there and say, if you do not vote for him, you're not black. Basically saying you're a sellout. You ain't about nothing. You're turning your own back on your own people. That's what Joe's telling you. You either vote for me or you're a complete sellout. You're a nobody. And Charlamagne just lets it go. And this is what Larry Elder and a lot of people, there is just no objectivity. They do not call it a ball or a strike on both sides. They look at something, and if it's on their side, they'll excuse it. But if it's on the opposite side, they're all over it. And that's the problem. These people are just complete hypocrites. And we even saw it with that same thing. If you ain't black, they brought this same topic up when it happened on The View. And look at Whoopi's perspective, Joy's, and they even had Clyburn on there. And look at what all of them said. It's real quick. Look at this.
I always think it's a mistake when folks go on to shows and think they're home. Think they're talking to friends and stuff because they just go out on an edge. So when you heard this, what was your response to the comments?
Comparing Joe Biden to the alternative, not the almighty. He is not a perfect person. None of us are.
These are his words in his apology bit, basically. He shouldn't have been so cavalier, he said during the interview. Like Whoopi says, he probably, he was on home, he's talking. He does not take the black vote for granted, he said.
Oh, so it's just something that, is said at the house. He didn't really mean it. And then you're Clyburn. Oh, people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We're just talking around the house. Do you see how they completely dismiss it? So it's cool when Joe does it. And this is why nobody trusts these people, the media, these talk shows, or even somebody like Charlamagne, because there is no objectivity and they will never call it fair. Joe can do whatever he wants. He could probably slip up and say the N-word and they would still be like, oh, it happens from time to time. He was referring to this song lyric that was listening, something that was playing in the background. That's what they'll do. They'll constantly make excuses for his behavior like it's no big deal.
Hush up, boy.
And everybody knows if it was Trump that called somebody a boy or being dismissive, you ain't black, if you vote for Joe, if he said anything, like they would be railing against him. They would have all the talk shows 24/7. They already call him racist and he's never done anything. So imagine if he slipped up and said something like this. And it ain't no slip up from Joe. He talks like this 24/7. You're already talking about the kids rubbing the leg down, roaches and all this other stuff, all these fabricated stories. He's Puerto Rican. The list goes on and on, but he will continuously call them boy, or man, that boy can play and this and that, and you ain't black, and they'll say nothing, and that's their problem. Zero objectivity, and they don't think for themselves. You fall in line, we're going to tell you who you're going to vote for, and you're going to do it, and get out there and promote and do it. And this is why they get no respect from anybody, because people see it very clearly.
Gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
But y'all let me know. Maybe I'm not seeing it clearly. Maybe I'm just caught in the haze or whatever. Maybe it's cool that Joe can keep doing all this stuff and then he's constantly given the pass. Because it's Joe. It's just your nice grandpa and all that. It's okay that we get some money from foreign people. It's okay that we do all these little slick backdoor deals. It's okay that his son's doing all this ad online. Won't even get into the stuff that's on there. It's a really sick, troubled family, but they'll never get into that. But that's a topic for another day. Let me know how you guys feel about this and if Charlamagne's a complete hypocrite for saying what he's saying. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you guys could please share so we can get it out there. And I will catch you guys on the next one.